Hey guys, we are digging into this Deadpool Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave of Marvel Legends, and we are taking a look at a figure that I'm actually pretty excited to get a hold of. We've got X-23 here, so this is the X-Force version. I do like this character. I don't read comics too much anymore, but I was always a fan of her. I just thought she was an interesting concept and a pretty cool character. I have been looking forward to this figure since she was announced, so I'm really interested to take her out and see what she has to offer. Obviously she comes in that standard box, so you know what's going on here. Big window, some pretty nice dark artwork of her on this side, and then we've got the product shots lineup, Build-A-Figure on the back side, so let's do it. Let's pull her out. And here is X-23 Laura Kinney out of the package. I like the idea of a female clone of Wolverine with similar yet sort of different powers. Not to mention the fact she's in the cool X-Force costume, which is always a plus for me. This figure is relatively okay. She does have some problems. You know, it's a Marvel Legends female, so we have some inherent problems with articulation and just general body design. Just based on how they want to make her more feminine, it kind of hinders where they can put certain joints, and you know, that does present a problem from time to time. So let's do articulation, paint, sculpt, all that good stuff, and see what she's got. So head can swivel, but her hair is sculpted with this windswept look, which I actually really like. I think it looks very good, goes very well with her expression, but of course it does get in the way. So you're gonna hit your shoulder right away. She has very little up and down on the head. Her arms can go out all the way around, all that. There's no bicep swivel because it's a female, which is pretty normal for this line. Single jointed elbow, and then we've got hinged and rotating wrists. She has no waist twist, but she has kind of the upper diaphragm swivel. So she's got some side to side there, no real back and forth. That's about it. It's just a little bit of a bob action. Legs do not go out at all. They're very restricted. They go forward just about 90 degrees. You have to twist them to make them go 90. And then very little on the back. Thigh cut. We've got double jointed knees, so that's pretty standard. It's also pretty far reaching as well. We've got a boot cut, and we've got rocker and hinge at her ankles. So, you know, it is kind of the standard limited female articulation for Legends. I know some are getting a little bit of an overhaul here and there, but for the most part, they're all still kind of like this. And she's not missing anything in terms of what I was expecting, but I always do hope for more, because this character in particular could use a little more dynamic range of motion. I feel like she would benefit greatly from butterfly joints if they ever figured out how to do that. I'm not a toy engineer, so I don't provide any solutions. I just call it as I see it, really. So I would like to see that, but it's not a deal breaker. Now, as far as the overall look and sculpt of X-23, I'm relatively satisfied. I think there are a few issues and a few things that I wish would have been applied here, but for the most part, I think she looks really nice. The head sculpt in particular, I'm very happy with. She is very much angry in battle, and that is a very X-23 type of expression. We've got the mask with the gray and the black, those red eyes, and the gritting of the teeth expression looks really nice, very nicely painted. The hair is again in that windswept look, makes it look like she's in motion or that she's being affected by the world around her. Works really well if you're going to have her kind of flying through the air. All in all, I think they really nailed the comic style head sculpt here, and I do really like it. She's got this free-floating belt with the X logo on it. Everything else is basically painted on from the top down to the boots, and you've got the boots with the tremendous number of buckles on them. They're all sculpted really well. This one's actually seems to be missing some paint on it. We've got, you know, the silver wraps around all the way on this one, but it's missing on the top here. And then the flaps, or the kind of remainder of the belt buckle aspect of it, is kind of hanging off there. So the boot design, I think, looks really good. My only real gripe with the boots, and I'm not sure in practice that I would want this to be this way, but it is something that's missing for the character. She has claws in her feet. She has one claw in each foot. That's kind of the thing that separates her a little bit more from Wolverine. She obviously doesn't have that here. I don't know how well that would work in practice, because you'd either have a hole in her foot if you didn't want it in there, or it would really probably get in the way. So I'm not sure I'm upset about it not being there, but at the same time I can't not talk about it because it is one of her defining characteristics. Speaking of her claws, she does of course feature the claws in the hands, and these are similar to the ones we've seen with the other Wolverine figures lately. She has two in each hand. That's another difference between her and Logan, is that she's got two. They are removable, and they are kind of hard to get out, at least at first, so I've only taken this one out so far because I plan on leaving them in. I've got metal custom claws from all my other Wolverine figures, and I might do the same for her, but they're just that kind of marbly, metallic kind of plastic, and they just pop back in, and then you're back in business. The only real area that I think I can gripe about is in her paint application. Everything on her outfit is really is all paint, and some of it's kind of sloppily applied. Her neck is painted flesh tones, and it is not thick enough, is the best way to describe it. I believe that it's just a little too thin. You can kind of see the plastic underneath. We've got, you know, hinges. You can see the black there. I know this is kind of a normal thing. It's not too weird, but it's something that I keep seeing, so I can't not talk about it. And then we've obviously got the gray, and some of it's just kind of sloppy. I've got splotches here and there, so it could be a little cleaner. I've also got some nicks here. You can see the flesh tone skin color coming through the black on her wrist there. Not a game changer, not a huge letdown for me, but it's a little QC issue that I keep noticing. But overall, I am very happy with the way she looks, and I think they did get the theme of this character down pretty good in this comic likeness. So at the end of the day, I am, like I said, pretty happy with this figure. She doesn't come with any accessories because it's a Wolverine type character. X-23 is a female Wolverine, basically. What are you going to give her? She doesn't really have anything, so I'm okay with the lack of accessories here. I do like that we did get the claws. I like that they're removable. I kind of wish that we had claws in the feet, but at the same time, I don't really know how it would work, so I'm not counting it as a negative, just something that I can't not talk about. I do have a little QC issue with the paint here and there. That exists really only on the body and on the thighs. The face is really well done. I really like the head sculpt. I really like the hair sculpt. And overall, I think she looks pretty good. I do dig the X-Force design, and I'm glad they went with this particular costume. So that is going to do it for this look at the Marvel Legends X-23 figure from Hasbro. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.